Welcome back to Pharma Palette. In the last part, we have seen the basic outline of the skin, what are the different layers involved in it, and what are the points to be included in it. Now, let's bring it to the life with a diagram that connects everything together. So, today in this video, with the help of diagram, we'll try to know the entire structure and its functions of the skin. Before starting the video, I just want you to take a pen, paper, sit in front of the video and draw with me. I'll be telling the functions, make a note of those functions, and then we will be continuing this. So, this layer, we will be calling it as the subcutaneous layer. So, these yellow colored structures, we will be calling it as the adipose tissue. So, adipose tissue is something that is useful for storing the fat inside it, and that is useful for maintaining the body temperature. Now, this part we will be calling it as the laminated corpuscle. So, what does this do? So, this is useful for to detect the deep pressure and vibration stimuli. This laminated corpuscle will be used. So, this blue colored part we will be calling it as artery, and this green colored part will call it as vein. So both these artery and veins, they are called as the blood vessels. So this pink colored part, we will be calling it as the cutaneous vascular plexus, which is a simple network of blood vessels in the dermis layer, and this is having different functions. So make a note of these functions. First thing is it helps in the thermoregulation, and it is useful for supplying the nutrition and oxygen. It is useful for removing the waste materials, and it also used in the inflammation and wound healing. So this part we will be calling it as the sensory nerve. The sensory nerve is useful for providing the nerve impulses, and it is useful for detecting and transmitting the information. So that is related to the touch, pressure, pain, temperature. So for that the sensory nerve will be used. So it will be transferring the information from the skin to the brain. So, in the structure and functions of skin, there is one of the most important structure in its diagram. So, that is this particular hair part. So, this part we will be calling it as the hair root. The outer part is called as hair follicle. So, there is an important structure in its diagram, that is the hair part, which is having both hair root and hair follicle in it. Hair root will be useful for promoting the hair growth. Simply by receiving the nutrients from the dermal papillae, it will be promoting the hair growth. Whereas the hair follicle, this will be useful for the nourishing the hair and also for the growth. This part will be calling it as a sweat pore. So that is useful for the thermoregulation, and it is also useful for removing the waste from the body. So this uppermost part we will be calling it as a hair shaft. Apart from this, we will be also having some free ending nerves. Free ending nerves will be there. So this part now we will be calling it as the erector pili. Simply it is a muscle which is the erector pili muscle. So that is useful for contracting, making the hair strand erect. The word erector itself says erect. So this will be useful for making the hair stand erect. Then we also have a structure like this, which we have seen in the previous diagram. So there is one more part like this. So this is called as the corpuscle of touch. So this is the corpuscle of touch. So that is also called as the Messenger corpuscle. It is called as Messenger corpuscle. So this hair is also having some small extensions which are called as the sebaceous glands. These are the simple oil glands that are useful for secreting the sebum. They are useful for lubricating and also gives the protection to the body. This comes under the sweat gland only. So wherever you see sweat glands, they will be useful for the minor excretion of the waste from the body and also help in the thermoregulation. And this corpuscle of touch, no, wherever you see this, simply they will be useful for knowing the light and touch sensations will be known with this corpuscle of touch. So that is all about the complete diagram of the skin along with its functions. And if you have to write functions separately, I'll also give you some other extra points. So the functions of the skin includes protecting from the external environment, preventing from the water loss, helps in the sensation, helps in detecting the sensation, regulate the temperature, and it's useful for storing the fat and water, and it is also useful for the excretion purpose. So that is all about the complete structure and its functions. Just revise the diagram, labeling, and functions. That is more than enough for the answer. That's our skin. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more simple explanations. See you in the next video.